Hi, and welcome to this Core Animator tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to show you a new feature called Live Record. And it's a really great feature that'll allow you to do a lot of nuanced animations very quickly. So let's take a look at this project and see how it's set up, and then we'll recreate the Live Record section. So we have a background with just some nice subtle animations going on here. Then we have our hummingbird character. We have one animation set up to just let him hover in place, and then another animation called flight path. So let's run that. And we can see we get this nuanced kind of flight path, enigmatic behavior that we'd expect from a hummingbird as he seeks out and explores and finds some flowers to feed on. And then he exits the scene. So that's all there is to this project. Let's look at that flight path. You can see there's about 17 seconds worth of keyframing going on there. And we see this sine wave symbol for the translation. And that, whenever you see the sine wave, that means that's a live recorded movement. And in this particular use case, it's a perfect situation to use. So let's go ahead and recreate that and just show you how that's done. So we'll call this one flight. I'll select the hummingbird and I'll hit record. Notice we get this live recording will start automatically when the first change is detected. We see the timeline turns to yellow to warn us that that's what's going to happen the next time I make a change. Something to note is I can make the changes using the scrubby sliders up here, or I can directly manipulate the scale, rotation, and translation in the canvas. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drag our hummingbird around in a path, just kind of feeling it out in real time. So have him stop at that flower, have him come around, stop at this flower, fly around, stop at this flower, and exit the scene. So it's really just that easy. And Live Record takes care of that in real time. You can see that there's lots of keyframes going on in the background there to make this nuanced organic animation happen very quickly. It's a wonderful, great new feature for these types of events. It can be, if you wanted to kind of modify some things, so you could see in that other animation I had done some things to kind of clean it up and make some interesting things happen. So after he visits this first flower, I wanted him to go behind it. So let's go about there. And at this point, we're going to sort the hummingbird below flower 1. So we have a Z position. So now he's going to end up behind it. We're also going to want to have him shrink in size. So let's do a scale keyframe up till he gets there. And let's bump that down 80% or so. And then let's have another scale keyframe until he finds this flower, and let's bump that down. Let's bump it down to 50%. Now we notice that when I did that one, that kind of scaling affects our translation or where his beak's going to appear. So at that point, luckily this project has basically two hummingbird groups. It has a hummingbird and a hover section. So if I wanted to adjust that, I could use the hover group, and I could just scoot the hummingbird up into position using that group instead. So you can see that's created down there. So one thing you cannot do, the reason I did that is if I'm on the hummingbird group and I want to move, I cannot change the live recorded value. So I can't change the translation at that point. So if that ever happens at any time, you can always make new groups if you needed to hold a handle, to have a different handle. And that's really all there is to it. Let me show one more example with our plane project that we've seen before. You can also do multiple live records. This one has a translation and a rotation at the same time. Let's go ahead and recreate something like that. So if I wanted to select the plane group, hit record, and just drag the plane around in real time in like a figure eight. Have them come back to the middle. You can see how that works out. Accidentally get it out here starting at 11 seconds. But then I could record the rotation as well. And just kind of feel out the animation as it goes on in real time. Sometimes that'll be enough to be exactly what you want. Sometimes that's just a really great way to start a prototype, to kind of rough out your timing animations. So that is Live Record. It's a wonderful new feature we are super excited about. We can't wait to see what you guys do with it. We love it. We love using it internally, and have fun.